What is up, YouTube? My name is Jeremy, and this is something that I like to call JGait Sports Talk. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about 5 different topics from the sports world. Just to give you a little run through, I'm going to be talking about three short topics in the 3 most popular leagues, the MLB, NBA, and the NFL. I'm also going to be talking about some college football and the death of an athlete. So, let's start going at it. Okay, first topic is the MLB. This postseason is looking spectacular so far. In the National League, you got the Cubs, who have had this is like their breakout season. First time winning over 100 games since, I believe, 1935. And a lot of people are hoping that are a big favorite that they can go to the World Series, and I'm actually hoping that they go to it so they can break that Billy the Goat curse. You also have the Nationals. You also got the Dodgers, and I think it's good for the Dodgers because, especially since it's Vin Scully's last year as a broadcaster, I think it was well needed. And the Dodgers said that it was for him, that walk-off win in his last broadcast was for him. And in the American League, you have the Red Sox leading the American League East, the Cleveland Indians Central, and of course the Texas Rangers leading the West. For the wild card race, it's a close one in the American League. You got Toronto, the Blue Jays, and Baltimore in a tie. And in the National League, you got the New York Mets, who are leading by favorites, and the San Francisco Giants are also in the close, as well as the St. Louis Cardinals. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting postseason. I can see it already. All right, next is what happened last night in the Cardinals game against the Reds. Last night, the bottom of the 9th inning, a runner on first. Cardinals catcher Yadier Molina hit a deep fly ball, I believe, to center. The ball bounced and went off like an electronic scoreboard, and the runner from first scored the winning run. But apparently, the play looked like a ground rule double because the electronic scoreboard was actually not in like the playing bound region. It was like not on like the field permits. So when the Reds manager tried to get the umpires to do a replay, it was already too late because the umpires had gone back into their dressing room. And there was a rule that if teams want to do an instant replay, it has to be done immediately, like within the first 10 seconds after that play. Unfortunately, it was too late to do that, and it was just crazy. Next is the Yankees-Red Sox. Now, we all know that David Ortiz, his last season, he's doing phenomenal. And this was his last homestand playing the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, and the Yankees just dominated. Like, you may see what I'm wearing, but I'm a Yankees fan, die hard, always has been my whole life, and I was amazed at what the Yankees did this series. I mean, even though they're eliminated from playoff competition, I'm looking forward to next season because we got a new core of players, the Baby Bombers, Sanchez, Judge, Austin, Bird, Severino, you name it. But I gotta give a lot of respect to Big Papi because his career has been phenomenal. And even though he's broken, or as Yankee fans, he's broken our hearts so many times, we're gonna miss him. Alright, next, moving on to the NBA. The Warriors are looking very, very good so far. Got Durant, Curry, Thompson, and of course Green. And that's going to That's like a super team right there. Like, the only way that team cannot win is if one of their guys is injured. Basically, that's all there is to it. And could they break their win record from last season? It's possible. Maybe, maybe not. But would it be interesting to see that? Absolutely. It would be freaking nice, yo. The Knicks, they're looking good. New coach Jeff Hornacek. I'm excited. I'm a Knicks fan, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he has in store. We got new guys with Carmelo and Kristaps Porzingis. We got Derrick Rose, Jakeem Noah, Brandon Jennings, and a couple of young guys from Europe. One guy from Spain, Willie Hernan Gomez. Correct me if I got that wrong. I definitely think that they'll do better than they did last season. So let's see what happens. The Cavs, they're looking good. LeBron doing his thing. Coach Tyronn Lue. I'm excited to see how his coaching career goes. And I heard that he recently asked Kevin Durant for he's open to Kevin Durant to accept a coaching position. And that would be nice because, I mean, Kevin Durant is one of the greatest of all time. I mean, some people think he's overrated, but that's just people's opinions. Okay, moving on next to the NFL. The Jets. And I'm a Jets fan myself. Hopefully, I'm hoping the Jets are going to do better this coming week. Especially after that disaster against the Chiefs. I mean, that's just difficult to talk about. It's difficult to come back from a game like that. Okay, next, the Panthers. Cam Newton, he disappointed big time with his performance. He was not playing like himself. He threw 2 interceptions. And they were losing to the Vikings. They lost to the Vikings, which was surprising because they don't have Adrian Peterson at the moment. And it was just a big upset. And I bet he upset a lot of fantasy football fans like me myself. I know because I got Cam on my team. Okay, last night it was the Dolphins and the Bengals. The Bengals dominated the Dolphins. They dominated Ryan Tannehill big time. And I'm sure a lot of fantasy football fans were happy that AJ Green performed to the extreme. He had 2 touchdowns. Now, unfortunately, I have Jeremy Hill on my fantasy team, and he did good, but not all that great. You also got other stories like Colin Kirkpatrick singing for the national anthem. I mean, I don't understand why so many people are hating on him. I mean, it's his choice if he wants to sit for the national anthem. You may not like it, but leave the guy alone and mind your own business. That's all there is to it. Also, bad news for Texans fans is JGait is likely out for the season. You got the Browns. Josh Gordon is entering rehab. The Browns are definitely going to part ways with him. You know, just to be honest, the Browns can never get a break, and that's the truth. That's the sad truth. And also you got the drama with Dez Bryant, but hopefully that won't affect much of the Cowboys season that much. Okay, moving on to a little bit of college football. Now, I've been watching teams like Michigan, Louisville, Miami, Alabama, Clemson, you name it. And the player that I highly like at this moment is Louisville quarterback Lamar Jackson. Why? The guy is a beast. He's phenomenal. I mean, this is a guy who can pass the ball and run. So far, he has 13 passing touchdowns and 12 rushing. Right now, he's tied third for touchdowns in all of college football. Louisville ranks 1, and Lamar alone, he's tied for third place for most touchdowns overall. Like, it's unbelievable. Some people compare him to Michael Vick with the way Vick's career was panned out. His play at Virginia Tech and with the Atlanta Falcons. But he's a definitely Heisman Trophy candidate, along with Christian McCaffrey of Stanford and Leonard Fournette of LSU. Okay, moving on to the last topic we're going to be talking about the death of Jose Fernandez, which happened last Sunday. That was a big shocker, and that was really unexpected. I mean, here was a guy who was living the American dream. He defected from Cuba with his mother when he was a teenager. He was drafted in the first round of the 2000 MLB draft by the Marlins, and he was a superstar in the making. I mean, even though he only played 4 seasons, he was phenomenal. And I mean, it's a shame what happened to him when he died in that boat crash with 2 of his friends. Now, I think that Jose should definitely be a top consideration for the NL Cy Young because of the phenomenal year he was having. But I know a lot of people are going to be saying more pitchers in the National League there are more deserving pitchers in the National League like JGait or Max Scherzer, but Jose Fernandez, if he won, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this was a guy who brought a whole community together, the Cuban-American community. And what makes it more sad is his girlfriend is pregnant, and he announced it like a few days before his death. Like, that's just so sad. It's unbelievable. And I saw the Marlins' first game after Jose's death, and I saw Dee Gordon hit that home run. I mean, that was a storybook moment. I mean, it just was, and it was very emotional. We will miss you, Jose Fernandez. Who knows what more you could have done. And that concludes this first session of JGait Sports Talk. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm a sports fanatic. I also have like a hip-hop commentary. I also have a hip-hop style, which I'm going to be bringing more of when I do more of these videos. Peace out, everyone. We ready. And that's for football.